Right, young man, how's it hanging? Here I am in my shit shop. Right, quick demo. Cut myself a scrap. Yeah, right. Scrap, probably 3mm. A little bit thicker works better because you've got a bit more room to bash with. But basically, some water, leather in the water. I'll leave it in there probably, I don't know, it's sort of a guesstimation thing really, but sort of when you think you've had enough, I would say probably about 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere in that ballpark. It's not long because the older, the leather's quite absorbent. I can see the bubbles rising, so don't want it saturated because it's a pain in the ass to dry. You only want enough to squash the surface, so I would say that will probably, yeah. Right, just let that soak in for a bit, so we can talk shit if you want. But yeah, basically all you've got to do now is let that soak. So I'll stick that over here a second. Select your weapon. Right, the weapon I use for that particular one is these things, which are that sort of shape. Like teardrops. One's slightly larger than the other. The one I actually used the other day to do on that sheath was the smaller one, and it's got loads of like little cross hatching on it. A little bit of texturing. Oh, focus, you little bastard. Be your focus. Can you see it in the light? I don't know. But yeah, cross hatch and a knocking stick. Oh, not that one. Yeah, that one. Oh. Yeah, I use that. Most people use a maul, you know, one of the mallet things if you've got one. I like this because I was a chippy, so it's just natural for me. Right. And all you do is you get your said leather on a firm surface, and then just start in one corner, and then just work your way across and across and across and across and across. And what you want is about 1mm gap between each one. And what that does, that creates the lip that makes it look like the alligator skin bit. Yeah, I'll show you. So basically it's good firm hit. Try not to hit the knuckles. And I do mine actually in line, not offset, so they're just like segmented. Then what I do then is I've done my first row, so a couple of rows, and then what I do is I go back and start again. And this should give you a nice crisp edges then. Ooh. Eyes out. And there you go. And it's as simple as that. Obviously you take a bit more time and make sure you do it in line and everything. I find a light pencil line, because then you do this first and then you're putting your colour on after your dye, so then that covers all your pencil lines. But just a nice light line so you can just see, and good lighting. Obviously I have a spotlight next to me here, so I can actually point it straight on and put my lever right in the centre. But yeah, just take your time and bash it out, but that's all it is, as simple as that. Hope that helps. Cheers. Yeah, there's the difference. There's the bigger ones, just to show you the difference. Depending on the size of the sheep, I suppose, or what you're trying to achieve. But the bigger ones, I think, are probably the better ones, I think, personally. But it's easier to space them, it's easier to hold the bloody tool. It's just a little bit easier. But the small ones do have the effect on the small stuff, like the neck knife sheath I just used. But there you go.